Want to go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers? You know, scratch under the surface, get down even dirtier than we already get. Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And you know, the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comments section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Go Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a wonderful day to be a Seattle Sounder. My name is Noah Reif. For those of you who don't know me, everyone knows me here. Chat, how are we doing? We just beat the Portland Timbers 1-0. I am still here. My hair is a little crazy. Life is a little bit crazy. But I'm currently actually watching the Seahawks field. Be prepared. So they're painting, and there's a lot of noise and a lot of ruckus. So I apologize if the mic sucks so bad. It's been a wild one. But we're here. No Ari today. He's at a wedding. He's got 100 weddings. He goes to 1,000 weddings all of the time. But here's what happened, folks. Pedro de la Vega golazo off of a Alex Roldan assist. How much have I praised Alex Roldan all season long? I'm telling you, he's incredible. He's amazing. So is Pedro de la Vega. The Sounders have finally cracked it. They are no longer victims to the Portland Timbers at home. They are also done with their month-long winless streak since the final of Leagues Cup. That's the word. That's the trophy. Let's have a no tech issue stream. Just show Ari how it can be done. Listen, there's no promises, all right? I can barely hear myself talking. There's about 1,000 people on the field painting it. Seahawks colors. The Mariners lost. We never know what's going to happen. But, chat, I'm just going to drop this call-in link. I think we can just get into it. I think that's kind of how we're going to run this today. I don't have a lot more to say other than we finally beat the Portland Timbers. I think there were times in the second half where we didn't look amazing. There were times in the first half where we did look really great. And Jesus Ferreira is really freaking good. All right. Sent in chat the StreamYard link. If you want to call in, I'm going to pin it as well. But feel free to call in. Hangover Watch is now officially over. 2 final games. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. I'm going to also spit this gum out because, you know. Oh, why not? Yeah, so before we get into it too, guys, remember to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, and that's super helpful to continue to help support this show and this stream. What else did I think about this match? Honestly, I think that this RSL game is going to be incredibly difficult. There's going to be so many players out. It's going to be ridiculous. And frankly, I don't know how or what is going to happen. And then back to this game. You know, I think they grind out a result. It doesn't necessarily feel like the most emphatic win, but it's a win over the Timbers. Albert Rusnak gets a red card. You knew it was destined. You knew it was destined that there was either the crash out red card boys. All right, they couldn't make it through the match without a red card. If Ari was here, he probably would have opened with that. Okay, he's not here, so I'm gonna do his bit for him, which is there's too many red cards. Chat, there's just too many red cards. They love to do it. They love to give a red. They love to receive a red. Albert Rusnak won. I mean, it's a tough scene, man. Like, it happens. Something like that happens. He tries his best to, hook that ball away, is what Brian Schmetzer said, and ends up taking a red. From the press box, I was sitting next to Jeremiah, and I was like, dude, I think that's going to be a red. There's no way. He comes in from behind. He clips his ankle. It doesn't really matter what happens after that. 9 times out of 10, that's going to be a red card if you go to ground. So unfortunately, Rusnak is definitely going to be out for next match. Speaking of Albert Rusnak, speaking of Jesus Ferreira, Albert Rusnak played the 8. He played the 8, okay? We went back in time. We said, let's go from 2025 back to 2022. I think he looked honestly really good. One of the criticisms that I hear all the time of Albert Rusnak is that he is simply lazy. What are you guys talking about? Is the brigade okay? Because I watched that game, and I did not see a lazy player. I saw a player who was getting back, who was getting physical, who was playing his ass off, and was able to get into those spaces up front and really just, playing off Jesus Ferreira in that 10 position. I was like, okay, I can kind of get behind this. I kind of like this because I love Jesus Ferreira at the 10. He was dime dishing, man. He was absolutely dime dishing. It was such a wonderful experience to see Jesus Ferreira dime dishing like that. What else? It looks like Kim Keehee, we learned this at the press conference. This was something that Brian said. He had a little bit of calf tightness, so he came out. Jesus Ferreira was just cramping. So those are 2 things that we shouldn't be super concerned about. But you never know what's going to happen with this team. And they'll both be assessed, and we'll move forward from there. Yeah, what else? What else do I have? I didn't make notes. I should have made notes. How does Ari do this by himself? This is a difficult thing, chat. But I'm seeing a couple of comments here talking about how you should just play the kids against RSL anyway. Bad team, awful team, always bailed out by thin air that they play. And you know what? Fine. Yeah, play the kids. I don't know what kids you're going to play, though, because RBW will be out in the World Cup. So will Obed. And I'm pretty sure Snyder Brunel is out. I thought I read that somewhere. Could be wrong. Christian. I mean, there's just going to be so many absences. We'll see what happens. That's got to be a Georgie start, right? We got to see Georgie start and just see what happens. Jordan Morris could definitely get things going there. Yeah, Christian plus Nuhu out. Hardship transfer from Defiance, get you Sukanome some minutes. I mean, but Jordan Morris is here. I want to see Jordan Morris play a full 90, man. I want to see Jordan Morris absolutely slap around this RSL team. Sorry, guys. I'm actually laughing so hard because the window is open, and I'm just like these guys. I just got to show you these guys. Look at them. They're working overtime right now to get this place ready for the Seahawks. It's kind of entrancing in a way. I don't know. That's where I'm at. Yeah, let's talk about Pedro de la Vega a little bit more. I didn't really hit on exactly how I felt. We got to talk to him in the locker room after as well, which is always a pleasure. Really great guy. And he, one of the things he shared was he actually talked about the Mariners. He's like, I don't know how many people live here, but we filled a whole stadium with this game and a whole stadium across the street. So that was pretty funny. And frankly, like, I thought his play tonight was awesome. Brian hinted, he was like, it looks like Pedro has a little bit of a hitch in his step, and not just maybe his new normal for this season. And I don't know, I didn't really quite see it that much. Like, I think he played incredibly well, and I'm frankly very, very happy that he got the start today. He says he's okay. Like, he keeps insisting that he's okay. And I just don't know if that's the case. But yeah, that's kind of like what. That's kind of what's up with Pedro de la Vega. I thought he had a couple of great plays and passes. And that's that. I guess, you know what? Let me harp on one thing that I thought was bad. I thought this was a good game. I thought this was a gutted out game. It's always going to be scrappy against the Timbers. You just never know what's going to happen. But I really liked. I really didn't like. Not liked. I really didn't like. I felt like Danny Musovsky was off the beat today. I don't know. I think it was a tough one for him. He was coming in off the bench, and he hasn't played a ton. And I think that it was a rough one for him. He did not look too hot. But since we beat Portland at home, can we finally stop playing soccer? Yes, we're done. The season's over. That's actually what I want to ask you guys, chat. So Jeremiah and I were talking about this on the latest episode of Lobbing Scorchers. If you haven't listened, you should definitely go listen. But something that we talked about was we both kind of said that if you win this game, that's a hugely satisfying win to kind of almost like hang your hat on. If you don't win MLS Cup, okay, you don't win MLS Cup. If you do win MLS Cup, awesome. But you have this Portland win. You finally beat them in your own home. You win Leagues Cup. All of that. It's an important game, and I really do feel like that this season, especially towards the end. This was supposed to be the final match, home match. That's kind of they did it. They did it. They beat their boogeyman, and for me right now after this game, I'm just all smiles because it feels genuinely like a very successful season so far. And Portland fans, you know, they're in the gutter, which is always a good thing. It's always a good thing. Shout out to the Timbers, probably the better team than a 5-3 or similar win. I mean, I don't know. I felt like the game was pretty. I thought the Sounders were in control. I really don't. I didn't feel nervous, other than maybe 10 minutes in the match, which. Frankly, like there's 10 minutes of every match that I don't feel confident. So like, what are you going to do there? Portland fans were crashing out hard on Reddit. It's fun to watch. When are they not crashing out? You know what I'm saying? Like when are they absolutely not crashing out? That is, that's a normal. That's normal. And Reddit, yeah, that's extra there. Portland rationalizes, we didn't win this or that, but we beat Seattle. And that is exactly what I think I was trying to get at, right? Was it feels good not only for me personally, but it's also like, yeah, Portland's Super Bowl. Every single game they play against the Sounders is MLS Cup. It's CONCACAF Champions League final for them, just to play us, right? And playing us at home, historically, they've been really good at it. And it's like, they don't care. They're like, oh, yeah, you're lifting trophies? Well, we're beating you in the regular season, so shut up. Well, now they're doing nothing. They're doing neither of those two things. So it feels just extra sweet. And honestly, when Brian was asked about what it means, you know, I could see a little smile. Because this game and rivalry does mean a lot to the team and all of that. Seattle kept a clean sheet. Yes, they did. They finally did it. We're so back. I don't think they've done it in like a month or so. It was something like that. They haven't done it in a month. They haven't done it since CONCACAF Champions Cup. CONCACAF Champions Cup. I keep wanting to call it that. They haven't done it since Leagues Cup final. Fry with some incredible saves. I literally have been saying, oh no, it's got to be Andrew Thomas. It's got to be Andrew Thomas. I respect Stephen Fry. I think he's a really good goalkeeper. I think that like he's really talented, but you gotta put in the next guy up. Like, we know what's gonna happen. Whatever. This is why I'm not a coach. This is why I'm not a coach, okay? Because that was an incredible save. He made multiple saves that were just great. They were great. He had an incredible performance, kept that game even, undoubtedly. Especially with, you know, there were a couple errors that could have led to some easy chances. And thank God that the Timbers are just not good. They're just not good because it could have been so much worse. Like, yes, the save from Fry was insane. I'd crash out too if I remembered Phil Neville was my coach. Great view that I had towards the middle of the pitch at the end of the game. Phil Neville, instead of going over and shaking hands with Brian Schmetzer immediately, starts sprinting after the referee because he wanted more extra time. He wanted more added time. He was upset and like sprinting after the referee, trying to like get in their face and talk shit. It was the funniest thing ever. The dude was wearing a baggy white hoodie with like the world's biggest Timbers logo on it. Like, listen, I'm a fashion guy. I like to look good. I like other people to look good. Brother, what are you doing? You're a head coach. You're a head coach. Have some respect for yourself. Why are you dressing like a high school student who just skipped fourth period to go smoke weed in the forest? What are you doing? Phil, lock in. What are you doing? Easiest win of the season, not going to lie. I don't know, that 7-0 was pretty easy, but this one definitely felt that. Phil Neville was trying to chirp the fans, all the fans at the end of the match. What was he saying? What would he even have to say? I mean, seriously, he's famously not a good coach. Like, he's just famously not a good coach. What would he have to say? That's crazy. That's insane. That is, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you there. Yeah, that's my takes on everything. Chat, what else do we want to talk about tonight? What else do we have to talk about? Pat says, I told my wife Fry can keep his job for the season after that save in the first half. Crazy good. Absolutely. I mean, here is my take on Stefan Fry. Let's dive back into this because apparently we need to continue to talk about it, even though we know for a fact Stefan Fry will be finishing out the season as goalkeeper number 1. Here's what I'll say about it, though. Andrew Thomas is an incredible goalkeeper. Okay? Stefan Fry is an incredible goalkeeper. We just know what the next thing is going to be. We know what the next thing is going to be. It's going to be Andrew Thomas. And the question is, do you give him more time ahead of next season so that he is primed, prepped, and ready for day one when he goes and starts? Or do you let Stefan Fry finish out the season? Stefan Fry is liable for a howler here and there. Andrew Thomas would be liable for a howler here and there. That's called being a goalkeeper. Fry is still good. I mean, I will not sit here and deny that Stefan Fry has saves in his bag that are veteran moves that are valuable and that he should have minutes. Like, I can't sit here and argue that. But the problem is I want to see us make a move towards the next step, towards the next thing. So I am not shocked, I am not surprised, and I am not upset that Stefan Fry will continue to be the goalkeeper going forward, but that's the reality. Nuhu shows up in big matches. That's why I still love him in this lineup. Nuhu probably made 1 or 2 mistakes today. And that was it. Like, he had an incredible first half. People in the press box were like, Nuhu man of the match for the first half. I didn't agree with that, but I thought he played well. I thought he had a really good game, and he did. He showed up in the right way in this match. And that is all you can ask for. I thought there was one giveaway where he kind of stepped to the ball towards the midfield, missed the ball, and was played in behind, and the Timbers can't finish, so it was okay. But that could have been something that would have looked a bit silly compared to what he was able to do for the rest of the match. But yeah, I'll give Nuhu his flowers, man. Like, I thought he played really well. Again, Alex Roldan was given man of the match in the stadium. I don't know. I thought Christian Roldan played well. It was a good team performance. It was a really good team performance. I saw someone talking about neither 9 had a good game, I thought I think that's fair. I don't think Jordan Morris played poorly, though. I thought Jordan Morris looked the best he's looked since he came back from injury. I think that there's a world where he could have gotten a goal in this game had he had some more minutes. If he had the opportunities that Danny Musovski had in that space, I'm gonna take my bet. Okay, I would take that bet of Jordan Morris puts that in the back of the net. That's what he does. He's good at that. There's nothing you can do about that. That's just soccer. But I don't know. I think Jordan is making his way back. I am happy. I am hopeful, and I don't know. I don't think he played awful, and it's fine. You have Pedro de la Vega putting in a golazo, so sometimes you don't need your 9 to score, I guess, if it works. I don't think he was hindering anything. I thought his passing was great. I thought his held-up play was good. He was a big body in the box. He was bullying people around. He was doing Jordan Morris things, man. He was doing Jordan Morris things. Yeah. Yes, let's hit on John Bell. John Bell had an awesome game. Way to step up for John Bell coming into this game and closing it out. Playing almost even better than Kim Ki-hee, honestly, frankly. I thought he played amazing. I thought he played really, really well, and that's that. So I'm very thankful that he came in, stepped up, did his thing, and yeah. Listen, chat. Let's get some final. I was gonna take calls, but I literally can't even hear myself. I'm not even gonna be able to hear my laptop if you guys are calling in. So we will do a call-in show. I will do a call-in show tomorrow sometime, and we can do that. I want to but drop your final takes, the things that you want us to talk about, and we will do a call-in show tomorrow. Well, I see there's a couple people calling in now. I just can't. I can like barely hear. I can try and take one and see what happens. All right. We'll see what happens. People are here. Okay. All right. GBT, are you ready? Okay. Let's see if I can hear you, because it just sounds like chainsaws out here. And I'm like, am I in Portland right now? I don't know.
What's good, brother?
How we doing?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's just I'm on max volume, so I feel like I'm yelling, but
you're good, brother. Last time we beat Portland home, I was 11 years old. That's a crazy thing to me. That is an absolutely insane thing to me. 3,062 days ago.
That's a lot of days.
It feels great. I almost got into a fight after the game. I wish I got into a full-blown brawl. That would have been quite fun. But
we don't condone fighting on this podcast. We don't condone fighting.
I controlled myself, sadly. But, man, it feels good. Oh, my God. That had to have been one of the most crazy winless streaks at home against a team in all of football. Probably 8 years, 4.5 months, I think. That is insane to me. I don't know. It was really stressful the end of the game. I think the Sounders were on track to do the old thing that they do, get a red card and then concede a goal really late, and we all probably
They were teeing it up. They were trying to do the crash out red card boy thing.
Fry sniffed crack and just made one of the craziest saves. He didn't pull a fucking starfish move, thank God. And he absolutely cooked. Bro, against Minnesota, though, I just can't forget that. He looked like the pink starfish from Finding Nemo, bro. And he was wearing a pink fucking suit as well. But no, I'm just filled with joy right now, you know?
Does it feel... I obviously wasn't down in the stands. I wasn't in the atmosphere. But did it feel like that exhilaration of, like, we finally did it? Like, we finally did it. Was there that feeling in the stadium? Or was it like, Yeah, okay, yeah, we beat them. We beat them. We did it.
I don't know about the rest of the stadium, but in the
ECS looked popping, dude. ECS looked full tonight.
it was absolutely on fire. And once the final whistle blew, because it was also so stressful, there was celebrations, water and beer was flying. It was a full thing. It was similar to the second goal that was scored against Inter Miami, sort of loud, just for the final whistle. And the amount of relief and that red card just really scared us all so much. And the relief to hear the final whistle was absolutely amazing. Bro, you need to come down to ECS, bro. Come on.
Am I sanctioned down there? Am I cool enough to be down there?
Absolutely, bro.
I'm in my golden throne. I sit up here like I look down on my peasants. I'm just kidding. I do love a good ECS moment. I should dabble. If you guys, if this is an invite, I will make it down.
It's a personal invite
before the end of the season. I guess the next game would be the only time to do it.
Exactly. Last thing I will say before I go eat my well-earned food after a hard night's fucking work.
Let's go.
I love Georgie Manungu. I can't stop
You've
talking.
been okay. You evangelized him, and I said I don't know. I said I'm not so sure. And you know what? I'm here to say it. Let me say it.
Better than Paul Rockwell.
You were right. I don't know about that. But you were right that he needs some starts. Do you think he's starting tomorrow or next game?
He has to. I won't be at that game because my birthday is then, and I'll be at Westport for that. So, but thank you, brother.
Everyone say happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday, chat.
No, but he has to start, man. The amount of potential he has. How old is he? 22, 23? God, man, he is unstoppable. Even when he was down, that one play when he was down, man, he literally blocked the kicks of the ball just with his feet while he was on his back, got back up, spun around, and kept going, and almost created an assist from that. You just can't stop him. It's insane.
Did you think do you think he drew a penalty? Do you think they screwed him out of a penalty? Because it looked a little soft. But I was I don't know if
50-50.
A ref could give that. A ref could give that as
well. Yeah, but in a regular game, yes. But in a Timbers versus Sounders rivalry, 50-50. Of course, everyone thought it should have been in the moment. I did. I was about to throw my water bottle at the ref and call him some choice words. But
we don't condone.
Yeah.
Disavow.
But looking back on it could have gone either way. But I do have to go. I'm very hungry. I'm tired.
Go eat.
And I love you, brother. I love you guys.
You too. Thank you for calling in, Tribe. And we'll see you soon. Happy birthday, dude.
Cheers. Thank you.
All right. I see Sticks in here. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the show. Our drummer, our legend. Can you hear us? Give us your takes. How do we feel finally beating?
Oh, yes, I can. I can definitely hear you. Can you see the greatness of this number?
Number 10. Our number
real quick.
10, our goal scorer, our beautiful number 10, our beautiful baby boy, Pedro de la Vega.
Do you see the greatness on that?
Oh, yes.
Well, yes, because I did give him a pair of drumsticks, like I said before, when there was a historic win against Lionel Messi and the Barca boys. So I say this to the Timbies, and the way I'm talking right now, I'm talking like Ari Lillianwall, just persistently speaking, because. We do need a little bit of Ari energy in this. I say this. I don't say this facetiously. I mean, I hope I don't. I hope Ari's listening. Just remember to like the video, share, and subscribe. Take that, Timbies. Get bammed on, and the Sticks. I guess the Sticks 360 quote. Through the power of Vic Firth, you get bammed on. With drumsticks. So yeah, and so my take now with this game, absolutely amazing. I am grateful to give drumsticks to this man right here. And it has been something I am grateful to see from afar as an outsider, to see the jubilation of the fans, to see the jubilation of the city, to see the jubilation of everyone finally feeling something that we haven't felt in a long time. There was two big clogging pillars that has clogged this organization for a while. One has been not winning at home with Portland. And the second now, which is now the number one priority, is rectifying the worst away record in our franchise history. And guess who that is against?
New York City FC.
No.
Oh, are you talking about specific teams? Would it be RSL?
Yes, you have hit it right on the head, sir. Yeah. We have not rectified that. Everybody's bitching about 8 years or 9 years that we haven't beat the Timbers at home, but we haven't won in Salt Lake in 13 years. Consecutive.
You gotta fix that.
So where were you when Stephen Fry first came to the club? How old were you when Stephen Fry came to the club?
Where was I? I'm not sure. Probably like chilling somewhere on the east side. And I don't know.
How old were you?
Come to the club? I don't remember what year.
How old were you?
I don't remember what year
he came
to
the year right after we got our. He came to the club when after we got our first playoff win in franchise history. And guess who it was against? RSL away. Yeah. And it wasn't Stephen Fry. And it wasn't Stephen Fry. The year after that happened, when Stephen Fry came, Garth was still at RSL, and he made sure to put the pounding and to start the streak that literally has made a sickness that we have been having to bear. So I say that respectfully, ever since, we got Stephen Fry, that streak has literally rectified us in a way that I know everybody can overshadow and overlook. They can overlook it respectfully. I could understand if it was 5 years. I could understand if it was 6 years. But if it was the whole Fry era, that is saying something respectfully.
Yeah, we'll see. Listen, we'll see what happens. We've got absolutely a good chance to rectify that next season. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. We've done away with the Timbers result. There's a dude with a goddamn chainsaw out here ripping it. I don't know what he's doing. And, I don't know. But we have a bunch of other callers, too. Thank you so much, Caleb, for calling in. I'm going to keep it pushing. We're going to beat RSL. We finally did it against Portland. You rock. You're the Sticks, man. The lucky Sticks. Shout out to Pedro de la Vega, brother. All right. No outro, just bliss, just beauty. Max, you're next. Are you ready? Listen, I didn't leave because I was like, okay, I promised Max I would be here. Max, how are we feeling? You were at Lumen Field for approximately 47 hours today.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, so you how did this win feel?
Geez, I don't know. I mean, yay, but at the same time, it just feels like, oh geez, it was more relief than anything else. I just felt like a goal was coming against us at the end. It just everything just seemed to be coming more and more doom like. So, but hey, we did it, and another word for an ugly win is a win. So hooray!
They didn't do the bit. They did get a red card. That was the bit that they chose, but they didn't choose the bit of conceding a late goal, losing the game, or drawing the match. They didn't drop points. They won. I mean, that's got to feel good. It's been a month. To me at least, this feels like a trophy in a way. Finally beating the Timbers at home. Yes, did we have to sacrifice the Mariners playoff game to do it? Yeah, you know what?
That's nothing new.
They get to play. They get to play 4 more games. It's fine. We take one. They can lose one. That's just how it goes. What were your other takeaways from this match, you think?
So start off, the reason I was there all day is because I was photographing the Supporters Cup, which is an annual match between the Timbers Army and ECS. They usually have at least one men's game, sometimes 2 or 3, and one women's game. And this year there were no men's games because Portland couldn't put a team together. Apparently they don't have 11 soccer players in the entire city.
Clearly they don't have 11 soccer players in the entire city. You see how they performed tonight?
Oh, boy. I mean, in reality, I don't know what the real issue was, why they couldn't bring a men's team, but they did give plenty of notice. So the women's teams played each other. It was a very good game. The Whipsaws, which is the Timbers Army women, they won 2-1, but it was a fun game. And this was the first time that they've ever played in Lumen. So that was a really cool experience overall. So I just wanted to give a quick shout out to both those teams and to the Sounders front office people who helped make it happen. Marcus Luke, who's the president of ECSFC, he's been pushing this for a full year, trying to make it happen, and it finally happened. So, hey, good event all around. So just wanted to give a quick shout out there. All right. Now
we love fan involved stuff. Like that's what makes this rivalry so special is like our proximity to each other obviously is one thing, but the fans make it what it is. And no, it's such a cool event to like see happen, and the fact that the Sounders are, interested in building that up is just, it's even better. So yeah, shout out. Huge shout out.
Yeah. Let's see here. A shout out that people may not expect that may disagree with wholeheartedly is to the refs. I thought they had a very good game. This was always going to be a tough one to manage, and you have to, if you're going to be refereeing a rivalry game like this, you're either going to make game-changing calls or you're going to let stuff go that people think you should call. I will say that every single one of those tackles on Musovski in the box was completely legit. There's even one where I was like, "Ooh, that should have been a penalty," but then when I actually went through the photos and then went through the slow-mo, nope. Chara had a great tackle.
That last tackle that Chara made was incredible. I had Jeremiah next to me in the press box, and he was like, "What? That's a penalty. That's a penalty." And I was like, "No, dude, that's clean. He got him.
Yeah.
Bruce went down. He should have shot the ball. That's on him."
Yeah. Musovski held the ball way too long today. Now, which leads me into Moose. I saw someone say that we need to let him go, and I'm like, come on, guys, don't be stupid. The thing about about forwards, especially the goal-scoring ones, are the ones that they live and die by goals, like Moose. They come in streaks. Sometimes you're hot for a long time, like he was. He was scoring at a rate that was not sustainable, and now he's not scoring at a rate that's not going to be sustainable. So he held the ball way too long. He should have just ripped it, but okay. What I will say is that he's regularly getting in position where he has opportunities. So that is good because over time that will equalize. Yeah. So I'm not really worried about him. I don't want him starting, but he's got to figure out this new sub role. He's not the starter anymore. That's And as you said earlier, if Jordan has those same opportunities that Moose had at the end, he'd probably score at least one of them.
Yeah, I think
it'll happen.
To your point, I think Brian said it very well. He said, there is like a thing with strikers where coming into a game and feeling out a match can be a challenge. He's coming in for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and he wants to score. He sees, on the Rothrock play, Brian says, when you're one-on-one with the goalkeeper, the goal gets bigger and your eyes get wider. And it's very difficult to be aware of the other players around you. And so, Brian said, I don't think he saw Rothrock wide open there. And that's just that. Yes, from the press box where I have a beautiful view of the entire play, like I'm playing FIFA. Yes, I'm like, dude, I would have cut that across, bro. But that's I'm not a number 9 for a Major League Soccer team, and I don't have 16 goals. And that's the truth of what you're saying is like his numbers have bore out that maybe he has overachieved this season, which I think that's probably true. But also he's done well, and you have to trust him that he's going to continue to convert the opportunities that he has, and that's just that. Like, he didn't play well. He didn't play well in the 25 minutes that he got, but are we throwing the baby out with the bathwater? Like, that's ridiculous. That's silly.
So with that, the one thing that did worry me today and frustrated me today was first half we did a good job clogging the passing channels. We weren't letting them string passes together. We were holding possession well. Second half, suddenly they're able to connect all the passes they want. When we get the ball, we're dropping it way too far back with the intent of holding possession. But the problem was that our back line was giving up the ball one too many times, or two or three too many times, if we're being honest. So Fry did a very good job of coming off his line today. He like other games, one of the biggest things that I've noticed this year is that he's been very reluctant to come off his line. But tonight he was willing to come off and also had some great saves based off that. So hooray, that's good. I hope he keeps that up. But we shouldn't be putting him in a spot where he needs to as often. So I'll say, let's see here. I had one more thing. Oh, then the last funny thing. Oh, yeah, Phil Neville. Oh, my Lord. He was, I don't know why, but he got into it with some of the fans right in front of me.
Really?
Yeah.
What was he saying?
I couldn't tell, but as he was walking off the field, he was like doing this at a couple people. I don't know what that means. And then like some little kids were waving at him, and then he started like making faces at them, but not really fun ways. Then like some guy kind of like leaned over the kids and started yelling at him, and he started doing like this right at him, and I'm just like
rattled, bro. What?
It's like, dude, just get off the field. It's like that made me so glad that we have Schmetz as our coach.
Oh my God,
man! If nothing else, the man's always a professional.
Yeah,
so.
Phil Neville is a psycho for sure. Like that's confirmed. He is not. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He's not on this planet with us.
That's on to the next,
On to the next. Looking forward to it. RSL, we get to still be at home. One more little game, rescheduled. Little treat for us. And then to New York City. So you think we can how many points do you expect out of these next two?
Expect? One. What I would like is I want us to we should beat RSL. We really should. Yeah. The reason I say expect is because we've just been punting points left and right recently. We should have had 7 points out of those last 4 games at least, and we walked away with 2.
Yeah.
I mean, yuck. And so then we should win at least one, and I would like to steal at least a point away at New York, but New York is New York. You never know what you're going to get out there. So
this is true. It's a tough road trip. What are you going to do? It's a challenge.
Speaking of Schmetz and trolling, I will have to say thank you very much for having me on Nos Adietas.
Yes, this is Nos Adiotos.
Oh, Nos Adiotos. That's right.
Yeah.
We're gonna, I think.
Yeah, to close out the show, I think we're going to watch the presser for some fun. Brian, like I said, it's very clear Brian had a good day. It's always a good day for Brian when he's beating the Timbers. This rivalry runs deep for him. So we'll do that. But any final thoughts, Max?
I'll leave you to it, man. That was fun. And,
thank you for coming on Nos Odiotos. We appreciate having you on. All right, Max. We'll see you soon. Thanks so much, man. All right, let's close it out here. Watching the Brian Schmetzer presser together. There is a fun little ending moment. For those who know what I'm talking about, don't spoil it. So let's jump into this.
On Zoom, go ahead and hit that raise hand function button for us so we can see it. Otherwise, we're going to begin in the room, starting on this side with Jeremiah Oshan. The mic is coming to you over your left shoulder or your front.
Well, Brian, congratulations. I'm sure it must feel good to get the weight of that streak off of your shoulders. You didn't necessarily make it easy on yourselves, but I don't know, what are the overall emotions coming out of that win?
Great for the fans. A little bit of redemption. Although since 1975, I think we have 58 wins. We're way ahead in that overall. You know, MLS, it was close. I think we were tied tonight, but now we jumped one game ahead. Yeah, there was a little bit of a losing streak here. So that wasn't the most important thing here, Jeremiah. The important thing was for our guys to play a complete game, a 90-minute game. And look, I'm not so sure that, you know, some of the moments in the second half. And look, you got to credit Phil and Portland. They made it an interesting game. They attacked with everything, but, you know, we had some chances, some half chances. We had some, you know, things go our way. Could have been two, would have made our lives a little easier, or we could have slowed the tempo down a little bit and, you know, possess the ball to close out the game. But it was an exciting, intense game. You know, shows why this is the best rivalry in MLS.
Yeah, Ethan.
Coach, not only stopping the home losing streak against the Timbers, but also that 4-match winless streak since the Leagues Cup Finals. Feels like a swing in momentum at all in the season with the playoffs right around the corner.
Well, let's see what happens after RSL, and then we got a tough game away at New York City FC. So before we start talking about momentum, let's just talk about the intensity that the players brought, that they showed in the last two games. If they can play with that intensity, the results, I know you guys are judging us, the team, based on results, but if the team plays with that intensity, I think we have a good chance.
All right. Anything on this side? Yep. Go right here.
Brian, congratulations. Big to pick up a shutout, first shutout in 7 MLS matches. You held Portland to around 0.5 XG. Talk about really the ability to control the tempo in this game throughout.
Everybody keeps reminding me of how bad we are. Yeah, I mean, Steph's save in the first half.
That was a good one.
Really, really good. You know, the defending there at the end, Nuhu, who sometimes can, you know, lose a little thing, but he had some calm moments at the end of the game. You know, I think it was good to get a clean sheet. And again, you know, it wasn't for the lack of effort by Portland. They tried, but, you know, tonight the game just went in our favor. They had some half chances that could have developed into something else, but it didn't. So credit to the guys in there. You know, Jackson. I'll do a shout out to Jonathan Bell because Kim Ki-hee came off with a tight calf. And I always say, next man up. And Jonathan Bell, what does he do? What has he done all season long? You know, when he's called upon, he's ready and has a good game.
George.
Coach, I was wondering if you've been watching the Under-20 World Cup and if you maybe saw some players that you could recommend for the Under-22
Craig's in the back of the room.
Initiative. Yeah, that's probably more for him. And yeah, your next game is going to be really hard because you're going to have a lot of players missing. So if you could have an update on the injuries to Jesus and Kim Ki-hee.
Jesus was cramping, and I said Kim Ki-hee has some tightness in his left calf. That's all we know right now. We won't speculate, but, you know, every game in MLS is hard. There's no easy games, especially at this time of year.
All right, we'll go to Diego next.
Buenas, felicitaciones por el triunfo.
Thank you.
¿Tiene algún comentario respecto al arbitraje que en varios pasajes del partido el árbitro sancionó perjudicando al Sanders?
Congrats on the win, Coach. Do you have any comments on the refereeing today? It seemed like in many moments of the match, there were some calls that were against Sounders more constantly.
I don't have any comments about the referees. If you're talking about Albert's red card, if you look at it, it was not intentional, but Albert does catch his ankle. If you're talking about some of the fouls, it's a rivalry game. I don't think the referee had a impact in the outcome of the game.
En realidad no tengo ningún comentario con respecto a los árbitros. Si te refieres en particular a la tarjeta roja, yo creo que lo de Albert no fue intencional, sin embargo, sí lo llegó a tocar. Y con respecto a los fouls, es un partido típico de rivalidad fuerte, pero creo que el árbitro no tuvo ningún tipo de influencia sobre el resultado final.
De nada.
Yep, we'll come to the front row right here.
Hey, Coach. So you talked about evaluating Pedro based on, how he looks playing a sustained game out there. Got a lot of minutes today. Before you get a chance to really go over it, what did you think about how he looked on that knee?
Good. You can tell he has a little hitch in his step, and that's just, I think that might be his new normal for the remainder of the year. But he was able to gut it out, and he was playing well. So that's why we increased his minutes into the second half. The medical staff and the sports guys, they were keeping close tabs on him. But, it wasn't just the goal that he scored. There were a lot of other good soccer plays that he had. And, he was doing the work. He was doing what I asked, getting back. Ball's on the opposite side of the field. He's got a pinch in. So he had a good performance.
All right, we'll swing back around here. Noah, we'll go to you next, and then Jeremiah, see your follow-up.
Congrats on the win, Coach. Jesus Ferreira stepping into that 10 position tonight. I just wanted to get some of your thoughts on his play.
Good. Finds passes. The passes that he sees are good ones. Sometimes the execution isn't always there, but he sees it. And I love players that have good vision. So he is a talented soccer player, very talented. And we were, happy that Craig could steal him from Dallas.
Jeremiah.
Yeah, Albert played back a line. It looked like he had a fair amount of freedom in there, but
Jeremiah took the question I kind of wanted
if
to
you could
ask.
just sort of assess his overall game and also what you made of the tackle, because on one hand it looked like it was a good hustle play to get back and break up a counter, but on the other, obviously he picks up the red.
When you see it, you can make your determination and write it on your site. But, my opinion was it was unintentional. What Albert was trying to do was kind of hook slide and bring the ball back, but he did catch the guy's ankle. So that's that. As far as his play is concerned, he was very good. And, did he sacrifice part of his game to move back a line? I don't know if I would say sacrifice. I would just say Albert's a team player. And, he did it in 2022 next to JP. So he kind of knew the demands of the position. And the tactics were, in our buildup of 3-2, if we're able to extend the possessions and we get higher up the field, Albert was rotating in some of those spaces in between the lines. So it was Albert and then Jesus and then Alex, and then they would kind of interchange. So it was pretty effective in many moments of the game.
We'll take two more. Nico, I see you on Zoom. Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Hey, Brian. Danny Mazowski had a couple close chances and a moment with Paul Rothrock on that one opportunity in the second half. So just want to get your take on his performance.
Moose came on and was energy. A lot of energy, a lot of hustle, did the defending. Now, coming on as a sub, sometimes it's not easy to feel the rhythm of the game, the flow of the game, but Danny did a great job there. You know, some of his decision making, I don't think he saw Paul on that. You know, look, in games like that, when the game's stretched, the goal gets bigger. And Moose has his foot on the ball, and he's a goal scorer, so he's looking at that. Maybe he could have played Paul for a tap in. But those are things he'll look at on the film and he'll learn from it. You know, the learning curve there for the group is, again, how do we stay composed in critical moments of the game, whether that's first 10 minutes of a game, right before halftime, you know, towards the end of the game. How did we close out that game? And Danny checked a lot of boxes with his hustle and his defending and his effort and his application.
George, close us out.
Coach, speaking about Pedro's presence on the team, it seems like that when he plays, the Sounders get better results. Is that just a coincidence? Is there some data to back his
Well, you guys can
presence
look
on the
that
team?
up. Noah can look that up on his webcast, podcast, No Sabietos, or whatever you call it. Okay, Lobbing Scorchers, same thing, sorry. You guys can do all that digging. Right now, I'm going to go back and enjoy this moment with a bunch of happy soccer players and a bunch of happy coaches, especially my good friend Tommy Dutra, because we don't like the Timbers. And this was very cathartic for us.
Back to your regularly scheduled webcast. We'll see all of you later.
Back to your regularly scheduled webcasts. Thank you, Brian, for listening to Nos Odiotos. We appreciate it. We love you. And why am I the stats guy? I'm not the stats guy, Brian. You should know that. I don't do the stats. Don't put the stats on me. I'm not doing all of that. But thank you, Schmetz, for putting that on me. So I guess I have to dig into that data and get back to all of you. But yes, Schmetz is good at a little troll here and there. But appreciate you all. Go Sounders. We finally did it. We finally beat the Timbers. And we will be back this week with a podcast. There will be. I think kickoff is happening. And hold on. Brian doesn't know that Noah is hardly on the pods anymore. I'm on the pods. I'm just not on kickoff. I'm not on kickoff. And that's that. I had a summer. You guys will find out at some point. But that's me. I'm the stats guy now. That's my new thing. That's just how it goes. But love you all. Chat, like the video. Please sub to the channel. Make sure tune into kickoff. Tune into Under the Lights. We'll also have a podcast out this week. I promise you I'll be on it because some of you guys have been missing me from what I've heard. 3XG podcasting this week. I've been doing it all, chat. I've been doing it all. Yeah, maybe I'm going to start hosting Under the Lights. God forbid. Who knows? But I will see you all very soon. Much love, and take care. Get home safe. Everyone drink a rain air for me. We'll see y'all later.
Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere. And some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both, because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.